Guess who remembered to take himself off mute that time? Look at that, casting like a champ. So I came right back. Unfortunately, you guys are staring at a screen that says offline right now. But in the meantime, we're going to try to get Crazy McGee on the line. And we'll see as I'm chatting with the team here. Again, as we're kind of going through, we will figure out exactly how to get these games all lined up properly. As I take a quick drink from the nectar of the gods here. Great stuff. So, remember, this is a best of one. This is all one and done. Not going to be anything additional. So, you have to look out for that. And so, with that, we are waiting for the magical Crazy McGee. I wanted to call him Tiny McGee. I think it's because I last played Tiny Torin here. So, that was good to know. And so we will kind of fill some downtime. If you guys are looking, let me pull up this meta Snapchat. Who uses Snapchat anyway? From Tempo Storm, as it is pretty great. And no longer the Magic Amy Snapchat. We all know how that went down. But one of the interesting things, so Oil Rogue on top again. But my least favorite thing about this is that my good old Ramp Druid has just been plummeting down the ranks. Now all the way down to number 13. Mech Druid below that. Aggro Mech Druid not doing so well. Good news is that the Demon Control Warlock, one of my favorite decks, absolutely love it. You know, things where you can get Morel Ganis, Doom Guards, Jaraxxus, Void Callers, all that good stuff, is up to number 10, which is pretty cool. So definitely check that out, you guys. We may see some of those coming through today, if possible. And we're going to go ahead and figure that out. And if any of you are not involved in the tournament but came here via Reddit or anything else, just as a reminder, this is from Jaraxxus.com, kind of a startup, if you will, in terms of new Hearthstone-esque companies that are kind of coming around. Just trying to get a nice tournament software base around. If you go over to the website, you can go in fully integrated with Battle.net, which is awesome. Makes sign up super easy. And then as you go through, we can kind of organize tournaments really, really easy for you guys. And that way you can jump in. I think we're going to do different restrictions on tournaments, where I believe tomorrow they're doing one, for example, all common cards. So if you're new to Hearthstone, or you're a master of Hearthstone, you just want to, you know, not be bogged down with your, well, Dr. Balanced is so good, I can't not include him in the deck. You can kind of make some new decisions and figure out, you know, what cards really are great out of those common cards, and be able to figure that out. You will be able to get some GVG cards in there, of course, but just try to figure that out. So I will actually get links for everything /names. Trying to get the Twitter handle and everything, but something that's very easy that you guys can do is right below there's a follow button. It should be positioned like right here-ish, just down there. Definitely click that so you can kind of keep up when we do these tournaments. We're going to try to be casting as many as we can. Whenever I'm available, I will certainly be open for casting, as it is a great love of mine. And currently waiting. Unfortunately, we're not getting the friend request accepted. And of course, you can tweet us at Jaraxxus.com if you see the nice little guy over in the oh no, mine isn't loading. So sad. Actually, did somebody say swag sunglasses? Because I have swag sunglasses. If that's what you are interested in, I absolutely can do that for you. Again, 3-minute delay, so this joke may be completely old by then, but we will figure that out. And so I will be searching for someone else to cast, as I kind of have some people to figure out basically where to go. So there we go. The chat appears to be back up. I am, you know, there are words coming out of my face. And we'll jump over and see. So many things going on right now, you guys. But we will try to get something to you quickly, as I did of course, put on the swag sunglasses. I'm waiting. Again, it'll be another like 2 minutes before that happens, but we'll figure it out. So in the meantime, let me jump over to Jaraxxus.com. Again, the hosts here. And it looks like we might have somebody. Now, there is a chance, again, because this is kind of alpha, we don't have rounds really set up quite perfectly yet. So we'll figure some things out. And you might have, like, we might jump into the middle of a game. I'll do my best to kind of catch us up. And we'll figure out what goes on there. For the meantime, we can continue just hanging out with my nice swag sunglasses. I'm sure you guys love those entirely. And my producer, director guys are saying that they have somebody here, so I'm waiting on details. Again, it's kind of a two-way street. I have to add them, and they have to accept me. And nobody knows who the Dannysaur is. It gets a little bit... Woo! Whew! Excuse me. That Mountain Dew coming right back up, right? So we'll figure this out as we look through. Ah, yes. Luna. I believe that is our man. He has been all over. Okay, and look at that. And look at that, we have somebody already. Look at how friendly he is. Why can't everyone just be that friendly and loving and accepting? But that's okay. Swag sunglasses are off for now. We're going to figure that out. Again, I haven't even put them on, so I guess I kept them on for under 3 minutes. 180 seconds is 3 minutes, correct? Yes. It's good to know that your caster can do math when I am doing things such as calculating lethal. So, Luna is not in a game yet. He is, however, number 1 on the Jaraxxus ladder. Again, it's not that well built out yet, but credit to him, he's been doing well recently. And so, as we wait, there are the swag glasses, of course, coming up. And we will see if we can't get somebody in here very, very quickly. You know what? In the meantime, let's see if I have... this is my Demon Lock deck. I was going to say, this is one of them that has been coming up on the ladder a little bit more often, so I'll take you guys through it just a little bit. I run it just a little bit differently. Zombie Chow, to begin, is probably one of the cards I'm most conflicted about in this deck, just because when you draw it later on, it's sometimes just so worthless to throw it on the board. The 5 health, now, given that, 10 health between the two of them back to the opponent, actually really isn't that big of a deal in this type of deck, because the whole point is just to absolutely steamroll. Now, Dark Bombs and Ancient Watchers, I like Dark Bomb more than Soulfire personally. That not discarding a card is pretty important. Iron Beaks, love them. Sun Fury, the BGH is great. Sometimes I almost feel like running 2 of them because the meta is just kind of that way. I mean, 1 is going to be for Dr. Boom, absolutely. Besides that, you can usually find another use for it. Earthen Ring Farseer, 1 Hellfire and 1 Defender of Argus. Again, kind of between these two, going back and forth on them. I did put in an Antique Healbot. The Floating Watcher, I think I normally have 2 Floating Watchers in here. Yes, I took one out for Sylvanas, and that is the ding for the round 2 pairings. So that is kind of the cue that you will be waiting for. Startled me just a little bit, so I don't even imagine how you feel. But, oh yes, I threw Sylvanas in here because I wanted to throw Sylvanas. I had just crafted her into every deck. So normally I have another Floating Watcher. This doesn't really even belong in here, to be honest. But then, of course, Dr. Boom, the 2 big ones, and Molten Giants. I love this deck as kind of the overall. I feel like I can play against control, against aggro, and it is climbing the ranks. I think some of the new things is that one of these Siphon Souls is being taken out in favor of another Defender of Argus, which I thought was very interesting, but it happens. And... we will be waiting to spectate him, and we can jump in super fast. And yes, now all of the people are making fun of me because I called them producer guy and director people. Well, you know what? Let me have it, alright? I know we're trying to be professional around here, but they don't need to know who you are. They do need to know. You guys are going to be all over the website. But yeah, they are actually all the people kind of doing work in the background. Trust me, they are busy and have been all day. So they're kind of hanging out. You can talk to them in chat. They are the people moderating the chat for Twitch. Also over on TheDannysaur.com, they do have chat there. And so hopefully, ba-boom! There we go. We have Lana? Maybe. We will figure it out. So it looks like Luna is using a Warlock deck, and we'll have to try to figure out what it is. This Implosion, ooh, and Mind Control tech. Interesting little choices. Implosion is one of my absolute favorite cards. I love that thing. Put that with a Knife Juggler, which, of course, he has. And the nice thing is, you guys, if you ever see me react a little bit, I have the Hearthstone deck overlay that comes up, and sometimes I know the card draw just a bit before you will see them. So if you see me freak out, you'll know in a couple seconds. And we'll see if we can't add in his opponent here. Ooh, and that, one of those things, that Knife Juggler, always so annoying when you have it jump right out. And yes, I don't think that we're spectating the enemy, unfortunately. And alright, I think he's going to go for the juggle and just hope that it does not hit that Ardent Spire. Oh no, alright, he just wants to juggle and kill it. More of that. Oh, and he does get it. That was actually a rather... I mean, that's a pretty beefy thing. He's got a... It's kind of not an all-in move, but it really would have helped him a lot if he wasn't able to. And look at that. He's got anti-aggro hand all over the place. 2 Hellfires, a Mind Control tech. It's going to be pretty good. So, wouldn't actually be that surprised if a Hellfire came out here, but he may just piloted Shredder as well. We shall see. He knows his deck obviously better than what I do, so that will be key. And look at him, he's actually trying to make the same choice. So he will piloted Shredder, and I think maybe that it's going to be pretty tough as to how he gets through here. Ooh, and the True Silver coming out for the Paladin is going to make things a little bit rough. And, oh, he gets a Light Well. Well, at least that healing does kind of help. Oh, and 2 Doom Guards. Oh, man, this is just not going as well as he had planned for sure. And, of course, he's saying, well... Oh, it is really nice. They do have the ability to chat with us here, apparently. So, give you a little bit more of an insight as to what's going on. Oh, and he gets an Armor Smith. Things just not looking great. There's a lot... Things not going well. Maybe we're just going to cast every loser today. It's not to that point, but, I mean, it's not looking great. We have that coming out, and another shielded mini-bot. Oh, this is where he's desperate to have him put another minion on the board. Oh, and that piloted Shredder top deck is actually going to be pretty important. I'm guessing with a Knife Juggler piloted Shredder coming out here. That's kind of, I mean, he's got to try to use his mana efficiently. A Hellfire just doesn't seem like it might be worth it. Oh, and goes to the Doom Guard. Oh, the Dr. Boom goes down. Oh, I wonder if he's going all rush to the face, and he discarded the other one, too. Oh, and he knows. Just a nightmare coming down for him right now. Now, luckily, he's in a really tough spot because you want a Mind Control tech maybe, but you also want the ability to Hellfire. So I'm guessing he's going to poke here, Hellfire, and see what happens. Taking out one of those first. He wants the shielded mini-bot. Not quite. Oh, he doesn't get it. All right, so he gets a piloted Shredder. He's not completely out of the woods yet. This is going to be a little bit rough. It kind of depends on what all transpires here, what our Paladin buddy will have. So we'll see what he gets. This armor is actually super clutch. Ooh, not bad. Actually may help out just a little bit. Okay, it does go down, but soaked up that 1 damage there, which is pretty key. And again, what does he do here? That Abusive Sergeant may not be a bad call. Depends if he wants to Hellfire, of course. Hellfire doing 3 damage across the board. He could do some good work there.
Get in there, fight, maggot.
And apparently we can spectate both. I don't know how it works, and I don't want to screw up this game. And so again, you guys, if you are enjoying what you're seeing, feel free to jump onto the stream. And resetting the board, and again, that's going to net him 3 armor, so at a net 0 for him. I'm expecting, yes, the Haunted Creeper to come out with a Knife Juggler. That's going to be a great combo next turn. And we'll see what he can do. All depends. Oh, Guardians of Kings, that's a pretty tough one to come out. And I'm not saying he has no late game, and a Void Walker is what he draws next, which is, of course, a nightmare. Let's check out his juggles, because he's going to need them. Oh, and a Sludge Belcher. Actually, hey now, we're not completely hosed quite yet. I'm guessing the Sludge Belcher will come out after he takes care of, this nice little Silver Hand Recruit, so he can 50-50 it instead of a 33% chance. So we shall see. This game not going quite as planned. I mean, we're not saying he has no late game, but he's not totally hosed.
Well met.
Here we go. Oh, and again, not really good nor bad news. And here goes the double juggle. Can he get the miracle tosses? There's one toss. Can he get the second? Oh, he does! Oh, he gets it. Oh, that's so awesome. Oh, I can't even believe it. A little bit of RNG going his way. Whew. Well, nah, you are a sneaky man right there. That was a hell of a play that he got with that. He knows the snipes are real. So we'll see what our Paladin friend has. Ooh, and a Sylvanas is going to make things a little bit difficult, but not a lot of good targets for it. And he has a Molten Giant coming out right after the Zombie Chow. Oh, that Molten Giant's going to be a little bit, and he almost can't risk throwing that out just because of the chance that, it just gets taken. This is so rough because he could, power overwhelming, of course, and figure out what he could grab, but, I mean, this Sylvanas, if it grabs the Sludge Belcher, it's all over. There's just no way. And, of course, so now he put the Molten Giant out of range. Alright, so he's just saying, you know what? You can go ahead and take my 1-2 taunt. Or no, he's just going to leave that up and say, alright, that's A-okay. Now he is. Interesting. So giving away that little bit, he already has used both Hellfires. So these Silverhand Recruits are actually going to be causing a bit of a problem. Luckily, he has this Void Walker for now. Both of these decks kind of running low here. And I have a little overlay. It's making it difficult for me to see cards. But 16-13. Oh, no, the Quartermaster. Oh, and that might be the death blow. I do not know if he has anything in his deck that can deal with this. And that is just not it. I'm expecting a well coming out of Lena. We shall see. Again. There goes the Void Walker. He's got the Molten Giant, but again, if he just keeps this guy alive, this is going to be pretty tough. Oh, the Piloted Shredder again. He forgot that he put that in there. So we shall see, but that is going to be just about it unless a miracle can come down here. Oh, well, he can Knife Juggle. Will he at least try to see if he can use any of the snipes? What does he go ahead and target? I thought he might go for the Piloted Shredder. Because it's damage, so even if he goes over the health, he's still okay. I kind of expect him to target that and just hope for a max roll. Hope he gets nothing good out of that. And then maybe some juggles can go 1, 1, 2, 3, and then he can hit another. That would actually keep him alive. Oh, and calling for the Doomsayer. Can he get it? Not only will he have to hit the 2/3 chance. Oh, we can't see what happened. Oh, he only got 2. Oh, no. Oh, and he didn't even get that satisfaction. Unfortunately, it looks like he is going to go down. Oh, and let me use my mouse cursor. There you go. Censorship. You can only imagine what is under there. You can't tell. That's for sure. And so it looks like, again, we will have the person we are casting go down. We are, of course, unfortunately, some sort of curse. So, with that, that is, again, going to wrap up. His deck was a little bit interesting. So, it was kind of more of your, little bit more rushy type Warlock deck. So, and look at that, Lenard just not happy with his play. So, we will go ahead and see, alright, how to pronounce this. I'm assuming it's like a C and then dash. So like C, Frenner, Fret. Twitch chat. You guys help me out with the, hey, your mic is muted. So save me again. How would you pronounce this? C, Frenner? You know what? Maybe let's do this. Let's actually go over here. And we'll see if maybe that works out. So we will have to wait for round 3 pairings to come up. So unfortunately, we will not have this up. And I love that some of these players are actually really good, but they just haven't laddered that far up yet, as the ladder can be quite a grind. So I'm looking over the meta Snapchat to see if there was anything else. Oh, this new, they're calling it Fast Druid. And it's not like a mech druid. It's this weird, sort of like old school style, where there's not a lot of GVG cards in it at all. I think they use a piloted shredder. Yes. But apart from that, there's really nothing else brand new coming out of it. It's kind of a half rampy druid. It's a combo. It uses that. Steve Rider, whatever. Just, I'm just gonna call him like Jerry now. Like, thanks, Jerry. That is how I pronounce that. Absolutely. And I'm actually looking back on chat, because now that implosion that was going down on the piloted shredder as he's calling for the Doomsayer, and then he gets the 1 out of 3 chance. See, it was 1 out of 3 that he didn't get that, and then he had 2 chances at a 1 in 8 to hit the piloted shredder again, and then had a 1 out of 100 chance. A lot of things had to go well, you guys. A lot of things. I don't know why the card didn't go down. And he didn't get any. Oh, the disappointment. And then the apologies from the Paladin. So with that, while we wait for the second round, I'm going to go ahead and just take a little break. So we're going to throw up the graphic here. And remember, that does not mean that we're going offline. We're going to be back hopefully within a couple minutes. We just have to wait for more of the games to finish up so we can officially move on to round 3. And then from there, we'll be able to bring you guys enough. And we will see if whoever I am casting continues to get rocked each and every round. So with that, I will sign off for now. And we will be back in just about 3 minutes. Catch you guys soon. Oh, snap. Guess what that means, you guys? That means the next round has been posted, and now I'm a little bit more familiar with how this works, so I can go ahead and jump in and let's figure out who we are going to stream. And, oh, and I actually have both these guys already on. So, provided that I get... And yes, I have both of them. Look at that. I am so pro at my job, you guys. I figured out... Oh, yeah. Ooh, it'll be this sick mouse pad. Alright. Let me go ahead and throw this up on air, live. Let's put it up. Let's get it. Give me this mouse pad. Boom! That is what we are competing for, ladies and gentlemen. That plus $25 just for this nice, easy little stream. How awesome is that? Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. So, let's go ahead and see. And it looks like the game has already started. So, I believe I have both these guys. So, with some luck, we'll see both decks. With some luck. Cross your fingers.
For Doomhammer.
Oh, no, maybe not.
I'll fight with honor.
Maybe now. Maybe now. We got both of them on. We got both of them. With a little luck. We're not seeing it. Oh, there it is. All right. Showing us all of the cards. Look at that, you guys. Look at how pro this is. Now, throwing out the Zombie Chow. This is awesome to get right away. So, Zombie Chow basically tells you that, you know, you can get these things up and running pretty quick. And you guys are all waiting for the next game. And look at this. Shielded Minibot. This is a great start for him. Nice to get that Taunt Totem, but certainly a lot coming in. Oh, and this Baron Rivendare. Going to be kind of locked down just a little bit because of, you know, this nice Zombie Chow here. Now, looking across, he doesn't have a whole lot of options. I'm assuming just the Senjin is going to come up here. Yes, that is what it's going to be. Eventually, with a little luck, I might be able to flip this around with a little creative magic. Oh, but that True Silver is going to do plenty of work. Now being able to tap that down and applying a lot of pressure. Seafriender, by the way, requested that I just call him Jerry from now on. He thought that was awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, Jerry. Oh, and that's actually kind of an odd call because Jerry here should be able to just pop this into him. And now he doesn't have to worry about this healing at all. It looks like he's just going to use the True Silver anyway, but a little bit interesting there. Because when you heal back up, then this just becomes great for your opponent. There's no downside to it whatsoever. So here we go, 6 mana, and now the Hex, which will serve as a nice, easy clear for that. Not too bad, and oh, look at that. He's really whipping out everything he's got. And again, the nice heal up. So very, very nice work from Sabrio, our Shaman player. Looks like we'll have the combo, Piloted Shredder, and the Reinforce. And this is how normal people are just playing. No rope coach around here. We're just slinging things out. And so, we have this Ancestral Healing and this Ancestral Spirit. We might see some shenanigans going on there, so we'll have to see. I would expect, again, just another, maybe a Piloted Shredder coming out. Probably depends on what he is. Oh, and that's actually kind of a big deal, because there is nothing really to deal with it. He's going to have to Lightning Storm. This just serves as so much great damage on the board. And again, these Silverhand recruits getting a little bit out of control. And the Blade Master, at least he has something to throw out on. He's trying for the spell power. Does not get it. Unfortunately, let's see if he can roll high. He does not. A little bit tough. And looks like the Ancestral Healing combo with the injured Blade Master is going to serve him quite well. Looks like we have the double Quartermaster coming down here for Jerry. Good old Jerry. Jerry. Responding to my, producer guy, if you will. Ooh. And there we go. The Faceless Manipulator. What a great combo he's got here. Scavenging Hyena, combo Captain's Parrot. You can't ask for anything better, you guys. That is as good as it gets, and... Ooh.
That was a mistake.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, Sabrio making a bit of a mistake there for sure. And kind of granting this just a little bit more power. Oh, a Taunt Totem's really, really nice. And, alright, he's getting some use out of this injured Blade Master. And I think his goal is probably going to be to throw it on this Kel'Thuzad. And that Earthshock is a great thing for him to pick up. Look at the Consecration's going to come down. That's going to wipe out most of the board, making that Kel'Thuzad play just not happening. And there it is. There's that one, but he won't be able to kill this in any sort of efficient manner. And this is turning out to be a little bit tough. He may actually... We might see an Ancestral Healing. Oh no, it's just a full health. I thought that was the Reincarnate, which it is not. So not able to do so. And yeah, I think he has to just Kel'Thuzad naked here. He may Earthshock, but I just don't... This is the only thing worth Earthshocking. And yeah, alright, he is going to lower it down just a little bit. And again, he's going to taunt up. Right, he wants to be able to respawn that at full health. So, again, it's going to be a little bit tough here for Jerry. He's certainly got the lead. He just got to figure out how exactly he wants to deal with this. This Faceless Manipulator play could have Sabriel's board getting out of control pretty close here.
Let me think.
So can Jerry find his way out of this pickle is the key. Now these Quartermasters are basically dead cards. So is the Big Game Hunter and the Knife Juggler. There's just not a whole lot there. And again, we're talking about some production things behind the scenes, you guys. Talking about being able to flip these around, which we will be able to do. And the Knife Juggler comes down. And is he just going to throw out a Quartermaster here? Just cuz? Now, I think it's in his best interest not to hit this, just because he can't kill this on his own. Ooh, I don't know if this is a good idea or not, because now he spawns at least it doesn't get taunt now, I guess. Could be the thinking. Ooh, and a great pickup in the Earth Elemental. That at least allows him to start clearing out the board a little bit. Of the things that he wants to pick off, probably this little guy right over here. Now he's gonna, alright, he is gonna faceless his own Kel'Thuzad just because it makes it really difficult to clear the board out. But with this, he does have enough, but he'll have to trade pretty heavily in order to get it, and that healing totem actually makes that even worse. Dr. Boom coming out here. We'll have to see. He has to clear out all the Kel'Thuzad, so he's going to trade the entire board to do so. But this Baron Rivendare combo with the Boom bots is actually pretty incredible. Oh, another Earth or Fire Elemental, which helps. Now the key is, does he just want to sling this down? No, he wants to kill Dr. Boom, which I think is a good idea. But again, he's going to get so much damage out of this because these boom bots are going to go right here. Oh, and there's the Muster Quartermaster combo. Things quickly turning around, and look at the bombs fly. Will he dodge it? Oh, that's not too bad at all. And there it is. And it looks like Zabriel may go down. Jerry may be our hero in this story, you guys. Jerry is just crushing it right now, taking the damage to face, clearing out everything on board. Wants to make sure that doesn't stay alive in case of the miracle lightning storm. And it looks like that may be all she wrote. Taunt Totem helps, but it simply will not be enough. There's the well played coming out, and Sabriel goes down. Ladies and gentlemen, Jerry. He is the man. And let me see precisely where that is on our next. In terms of the round, we have 2, 4, 6, 8. So that was the round of 16. So now we are on to the Elite 8, if you will, if you want to do this March Madness style. Searching for which Mountain Dew is still full. None of them are full. It's a nightmare. This is terrible. I may need to get something to drink, so actually, never mind. Fruit punch, ladies and gentlemen. This says apple juice. I made fruit punch in it. But when you're casting, man, the voice just goes downhill. Oh, it's so good. And so I decided, instead of just talking about this silly tempo storm thing, I'm just going to bring this up on stream. Now chill. This is going to be maybe a little bit rough. Let's see if we can pull this off. Alright, there we go. Now let's see if we can embiggen it and make it fit. Alright. So again, not the best thing in the world. There we go. Now we can actually kind of focus on what we're doing. Oh, I had the old title on there. There we go. Alright, that doesn't look bad. Line up the edge. Look at this. Now I can actually leave this up and hang out. So as we're going through, again, if you haven't read this meta snapshot before, basically there are kind of tier ones. Best tiers, best things. They are really well-rounded and doing very, very well against a variety of things. Now, tier 2 are competitive. They can definitely stick in there, just not quite at the top of the game. Tier 3 is kind of the... usually this is where decks go to die a little bit. It's kind of like used to be a thing, not the best. And then tier 4 is literally, that's just all the stuff that doesn't work anymore. They throw it in tier 4. It's like this stuff you want to run if you maybe want to have a little bit of fun, but that's about it. Oh no, I just pulled that up on stream. Oh, what a faux pas. A fox paws, if you will. That's a French joke. Faux pas is French, right? I could hear a French person saying it. I'm going to say yes. That's how I discover what language things are. Would a French person say this? Yes. So again, this website's really, really well put together. This is just one of those, you can go through, you can click on any of these, figure out what exactly is going on, a little bit of an explanation, tech decisions, which is really, really cool. And then lastly, actually, I'm going to pull up, this is actually the Jaraxxus website, Jaraxxus.com. Again, nice and easy. It's pretty bare bones for right now, but still, everything works beautifully. It's one of the very, very nice things. When you're dealing with alpha or beta, if you guys have never put websites kind of through their paces, a lot of times things are just broken and they don't work well. So this is really nice because everything is super functional. Everything works well. It's just all the features aren't there that they want necessarily. So this is where we are looking at round 3. You can see there are plenty in progress still. So we have a little bit longer to wait, as we do have pudding. And actually, you know what? Executive decision. Bonus game. Ba-boom. I have pudding, so we can actually check in on this game and see what is going on. And I heard a little chugga-chugga action. And alright. Quick assessment of the game. It looks like things are a little bit rough for our pudding player. Not terrible,
In the light's name.
but he's just got to figure this out. Now, this won't be too bad, but if he's going to heal this up, this light warden is actually going to get a little bit beefy. It's going to... Oh, man. Pudding is in a little bit of a rough spot here. He will be able to kill this with a 1-2 and then trade the Chugga Chugga. They're all, again, all the people who are running this thing are laughing because I said, ladies and gentlemen, Jerry, and presented it quite outright. So again, now we got to figure out what exactly Pudding wants to do. I think he has to clear the board, and then this is where like a shade of Noxramas might come out. He just doesn't have a lot of other options. He can throw out the Zombie Chow for free, which is really nice, but you just can't really like Force of Nature here, per se. Yep, he's going to do exactly that. Now, this is going to leave the Sylvanas a little bit weak to something like an Auchenai and then Hero Power, and then... Oh, never mind, that would steal the Auchenai. That was silly of me. It's going to be a little bit rough. The Zombie Chow basically gets free value because he's at full health. He's a priest. Healing is not going to be an issue. But, I mean, Pudding is just a little bit low. I don't know what's been played in these decks at all. And, oh, that's so painful! Oh, man, a clutch Holy Nova. He does have combo right now. If he can get double combo, maybe he can make something happen. But, oh, that Shade of Noxramas is absolutely devastating. You really wanted that to grow over time and kind of be a linchpin of his offense here. According to the overlay that I have, I believe he still has coin in hand. That is Nucky 13. Oh, and a Wrath coming out, and it looks like if we are going to go into late game, he's up 4 cards on his opponent, which isn't necessarily a good thing. I'm wondering if the Big Game Hunter is going to seek play here, just because it's difficult to think of a priest that would be running anything other than, say, Dr. Boom, just to see. Wild Pyromancer is going to go out. Does he have another spell to combo with it? Because it seems like a little bit of an odd play if he does not. Looks like he's just hero powering himself. And what do we got? Oh, the coin. That will come into play. It looks like he was debating coining. My overlay said that was the coin. That was a lie. It was not the coin, you guys. Chill out. It wasn't right. Did not go well, but luckily he will get some great value out of this Wrath. And the Druid of the Claw is a great pickup here. The key is, what is he going to get? Oh, and a Cenarius. Instant board control. Now, if he has used another Savage Roar, that's great. I didn't know if he has a double combo, in which case you want to keep the Innervate, but this is instant board presence and a big, big swing for our Druid player. Now, it just depends. Does Nucky have any reach in his deck that can kind of go across those taunts and get through? And another Wild Pyromancer. We shall see if he has anything. It's going to be pretty tough because he's going to need to activate this twice in order for it to get any sort of value. This is one of those things we are playing blind, and Pudding is probably pretty tense right now. He is not feeling like he's in a great, comfortable spot. Circle of Healing going down, and then comboed with the last spell. Ooh, and a Holy Fire, and that is the kind of reach Now the good news is that our pudding, he can hero power. Hero power is now basically an essential move for him every time he has to hero power to gain health. And now I'm guessing he's going to charge this. Yes, and now doing 9 damage to face. Pudding may have actually pulled this out. I hope the big game hunter comes out here. I think the big game hunter would be a great thing because he definitely threatens lethal. I guess he doesn't need it to threaten lethal with Force of Nature Savage Roar. You'll see that happen with me, you guys. On occasion, I just speak before I totally think through things, but looks like Nucky may not have gotten anything of particular value. Remember, these two are still coming in the deck, so looks like another Sludge Belcher. That's actually an incredible pickup. But I think the Druid, or the Keeper of the Grove, sorry, will be used to go ahead and wipe that out. Not sure if he's going to silence it. And then he can't really hero power it. He's just too low to let that be a thing. Azure Drake is great, but again, he has 4 cards left. I think he's doing the calculation to see he cannot Force of Nature Savage Roar now. It doesn't work out. Ooh, Wild Growth, not the best. Now he definitely needs a trade there, and he's got the damage on board. So, again, remember he did not hero power. That is of utmost importance. What does our priest player have? Can you imagine if he had like a Druid of the Claw and Auchenai? Oh, how painful would that be? Oh, we wouldn't have enough mana. That'd be 11 mana. Again, the combos. You got to think through all of them. Trying to think if he has anything that might work out. I just can't see Nucky having a way out of this, unfortunately. It appears that he is thinking through every possibility, but with a lot of damage threatening on board, Force of Nature Savage Roar in hand, there is the well played. And it looks like good old Puddin'. The Puddin' may pull it out. Oh, and he's going to draw 2. Maybe. Maybe he doesn't quite have it yet. And that will do it. Ladies and gentlemen, Pudding is your winner. He doesn't get the same emphasis as Jerry because I felt like we were a little closer to Jerry overall.
Well played.
I think we really had a connection with Jerry. There was some give, some take, some name calling, some, holding back of the name. But yeah, so Nucky 13. So it looks like Pudding will go on, and I believe if we check in on our great old Jaraxxus, yes, that was the last round, so you should hear the ding somewhat soon. As I pull that back up, let me swap out Hearthstone, swap in, and as you can see, our round of 16 is now over. We're going to go down to 8. So our winners are question marks. Oh, and that means that round 4 pairings are up. Let me refresh the page. Round 4, Conrad versus Pudding. And it looks like Kill It All Day versus Jerry. I do not believe I have Jerry on here. And the Iron Man 55, he might be... no, he must have gotten knocked out. I lied. So it looks like we're going to key in. I believe chat is going to want to be... Everyone's going to want to watch Jerry. See that? I put the winner of this game in chat because, I had to figure it out. And yeah, somebody pointing out he didn't BGH right away because of the thought of a rag, which would be coming down. And it looks like we're going to probably jump into Jerry's game. And we do not have his opponent on there, unfortunately. But we will figure it out. And Jerry pulling out the good old Paladin deck. Look at that double Quartermaster off the bat. No, absolutely not something that you want. Not in the slightest. Never a good idea. It looks like we may have another one. Excuse me while I add a couple people here. I'm trying to get everyone who might go on to the finals to ensure that we kind of get everyone. My friends list is going to go out of control after this, you guys. It's going to be everywhere. Ooh. And according to our meta snapshot, oh man, guess who didn't even put the game back up? This is why I need a production assistant, you guys. Let's have a moment of honesty with ourselves. That wasn't good. Wasn't a great setup. Accidentally left that screen up for like a full minute. A little bit rough, but let's focus on what the good things are in this match. And how about Harrison Jones coming out of nowhere? Can be really, really good against an oil rogue, which I'm guessing this is. We literally haven't seen a card yet. Oh, in the fan of knives. It hurts. It is painful. Really, yeah, nothing really worth anything here for Jerry. Killing all day. He's just going to try to do him the best that he can. And I'm trying to see if perhaps we can get Killing All Day added mid-game to kind of figure out what we're going to do here. But, oh, this could be good. Oh, Assassin's Blade. No, Lothab. Can you imagine an Assassin's Blade coming out there? Oh, man. Jerry would just cry bitter tears of joy. And yes, it looks like the Sludge Belcher will come out here. Will he hit him in the face? He may do that just to ensure that True Silver can work next turn. And yes, he does.
Well played.
Thank you.
And we do have Killing All Day. Added with a little bit of luck. And depending on the swing here. Ooh, a little bit rough. And he kind of has some choices. I think he's going to True Silver here. Yes, he will. Yes, a True Silver into it, which hurts a little bit.
Reporting for duty.
There we go. And now look at everything that we can see from his hand. Alright, it's showing us one card at a time. Look at that. The presentation of Hearthstone. I'm not even doing anything, you guys. My hands are here. And you can read every card that he's got. Alright, so this is the classic Oil Rogue with a Violet Teacher, the Deadly Poisons, etc. The spell power stuff that he's got coming out could be pretty good as well. This bugged out. He's got a 1-2 dagger here. Now, or sorry, now a 3-1 dagger. I think. And look at the plays right now. Nuking everything. And then, will it be the Harrison? Yes, the Harrison comes out. Nukes that imaginary weapon. I promise it was a 3-1, you guys. And now they're all commenting about how I blew it. Again, the embarrassment. And it looks like, yes, the muster for battle is going to come out. And we'll have to see here. Now, he doesn't have that that deadly poison, which mixed with the Blade Flurry is so good. He also doesn't have that spell power. Now, he's got the double up. And what is he going to look for? He can prep and sprint. That will bring him to, I believe, the max number of cards. And again, I really want to respond to Jerry, but I'm just going to not say anything as to not interfere at all. And yeah, we'll have to see. And it looks like SI Agent is going to come down. Oh, there it is. Sharp Sword Oil, and then he is going to, of course, Blade Flurry, which is going to do plenty of damage. Lots of damage to the face. This may actually be pretty close to the end. This is really, really rough. Now, what can he do? He can Guardian of Kings and Holy Light. May not be the best of things to do. Consecration is just a losing play, as he cannot hit the face of that SI Agent. So it appears that that might just be what he has to do and pray that he can just hold on. Ooh, and it appears that they might be getting deck lists for us. So that would be extra awesome. Yes. Oh, and he is gonna go for it. Alright, and he's just gonna rely on that holy light. We'll have to see what can Killing All Day do. It looks like he picks up a sap. He may just flat out sprint because he has such an advantage currently. Double sap is a little bit rough. I don't know if he has anything in hand particularly of good use. So yes, he will sprint. And let's see. Fan of Knives gets picked up, which will be nice. Preparation, always a clutch play. Eviscerate will be very helpful. And Shiv. Oh, and he's getting real close. He can... Oh, does he have enough for the damage? He does not that I can see. No, he barely does not have enough. And now this is absolutely where Guardian of Kings needs to come out. Zombie Chow is going to be tough, but, I mean, kind of a necessary evil at this point. So it looks like Killing All Day's lethal was thwarted for now, as he needs to try to pick up 12 damage, and there we go. A Deadly Poison, which can be used to hit, and then Blade Flurry. And it looks like, yes, the one, and then he's going to hit the Guardian of Kings, so he will actually clear board with this. And again, he will pick up the 5 damage from the Zombie Chow, so that'll kind of eliminate everything. And again, in comes more and more of these Violet Apprentices, just kind of giving him great board control here. Picking up the Shredder is a little bit rough. I don't think he can Loatheb here. Oh, and I think he had the Guardian of Kings because that will be lethal with the 4 damage on board, plus the Eviscerate in hand. He also had the Shiv if needed. Oh, but he doesn't have anything to combo with. Commentator fail. He doesn't. I forgot he doesn't have anything to combo. He doesn't have any low value minions. That would have been enough, but just not quite.
Attention, class.
So he holds on, but for how long? See what he picks up here. BGH is just not what he is looking for. Oh, Jerry. Oh, and the Murloc. The Murlocky Murloc comes down. And the 6 damage is just not good. No, he has enough, I believe. Yes, and that will definitely seal it. As he had Shiv'd the damage. He had 4 damage on board, Eviscerate, yeah, and then Shiv and just the swing. So, ooh, running 2 sprints in here. So, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, Jerry, our friend, our buddy, has gone down, will not be the winner of our mouse pad and $25. I'm devastated. I won't lie to you guys. I really was hoping. I was pulling for Jerry. Hashtag Go Jerry is no longer a thing. So it looks like Killing All Day will be our person moving along. And let's see what other games are going on. And just to let you know how fast Jaraxxus.com is, that's already posted, that win. I barely got out of the menu and it's already posted. So that's just how cool that thing is. And it looks like we have Conrad versus Pudding, which we'll jump into. Now that I kind of have more people, it's much easier to jump into games. So we'll figure that out. But yeah, you guys, seriously, how awesome. Oh no! Who won? And Pudding wins! Ladies and gentlemen, Pudding. Pudding wins. And so that game's over. I don't think I have anyone else. Just kidding. I have TZ Dynasty. So this is the second to last one. We'll check here. And it looks like... Yeah, the other 2 games are still going on. So checking in here. Ooh, lots of damage on board for TZ Dynasty. And this right here, you guys, is why the website can't handle those characters. I have no idea what's going on, if minions have attacked or not. I'm guessing the Sylvanas has not. But we will figure out exactly how we're going to do this. Again, I do not have this other person on stream, so we will not see. So we'll be doing this blind, which is A-okay. My webcam fell. I literally have my webcam tilted sideways. Oh no, this is gonna be, it's gonna be a nightmare. You know what? There's gonna be so much moving around, and I don't want you guys to get like motion sickness. There we go. We fixed it. We're fine. We're moving on. So it looks like, all right, the snake trap is going to be coming out, which will actually make this a much better chance against the Sylvanas. Just kidding. The minions have to be attacked for that. Not a bad pick up there with the Houndmaster. It really depends on what all he wants to get done here. He unfortunately just has damage in 2s, which means he's going to have to sack basically, I mean, 2 minions if he wants to get anything done in particular. It looks like, I would guess, okay, he's just going to go face. I was wondering perhaps if he was going to kill command this guy, but I think he's saving it just for damage to face. So he's guaranteed to get these 3 snakes out here, which will probably enable kill command. If not, he can always throw down the high main. We'll see what exactly is going to go down, as our druid friend is getting pretty low. But again, if this is... Oh, he's got to be so happy that's not freezing trap. We'll have to see if he has coin in hand. Combo would be available, and he has enough damage that is good enough. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like it. Does he have swipe? Yes, he does. Swipe is going to do so much damage across the board. He can clean up at least 1. If he doesn't want to go for 2, it depends on how much damage he is willing to take. We'll see what else does he have in hand here. Ooh, and that's actually a great little pickup for him. I do really like that play over. And look at that. This right here is, okay, maybe he has kill command. Do I kill the beast? It's going to be really tough for him to stretch through. He's going to have to pick up something in particular. And Eagle Horn, I mean, it helps, but so much damage will be taken. He may actually have to Eagle Horn, hit this with the Argus, and then kill command. He would be leaving a 2-1, but what else does he have for opportunities? That's one of the worst things about kill command is you have to have something for this Sylvanas to be able to steal. TZ Dynasty, both these players looking pretty rough. If our Druid player can draw into combo, he's got this game in the bag. There's nothing that TZ Dynasty will be able to do to stop it. I might have called him Jerry. Thinking back on words that I have just said, I might have called him Jerry. Wouldn't that be terrible? Let's keep that voice nice and hydrated. As my mouth slowly turns red from the dye that they put into that fruit punch, because it's made from, like, I don't know, 0.1% fruit. The other 99.9%, I guess, by nature would have to be punch.
Quickly.
And we'll see what he decides to do. Oh, it's gonna hurt him. It's gonna hurt him to use the kill command on that, but I think he might have to. Which means he probably, no, he doesn't want a high main. He's going to go ahead and he is going to clear the board. And I'm pulling up my webcam because they're unclear as to why it fell.
Where shall I strike?
Yeah, here we go. It's one of like the wide set ones, and oh, this is looking really rough. As I say to my friends, that's my webcam. And it looks like that, ladies and gentlemen, will be the end of TZ Dynasty, which may be our last game that was up. Down he goes. Let's see how fast. I'll tell you exactly when this is posted. I'm spamming the refresh button. Spamming the refresh button. Posted, and round 5 is up. Seriously, you guys. Is that not insane? So it looks like we will have to choose between killing all day and pudding. It'll probably depend on who I can get for the other one. And it looks like they are not lined up. So with that, we're going to take a super fast break, you guys, I promise. Things are moving along so very quickly. I'm going to take a quick drink. I'm just going to down so much fruit punch. You're not even going to believe the amount of fruit punch that is coming through. So, just chill out. We'll be back. I promise it'll be probably like a 30-second break. Stay tuned. Oh, snap, we are back. And actually, it looks like Hunter v. Hunter. We're going to jump into this one because it seems that it will be over relatively quickly. I believe I have both of these people on. So we'll go ahead and jump in and see what happens.
Greetings, traveler.
And alright, a little bit interesting. See that web spinner coming out right away? A double web spinner to start may not be a bad idea. Now I have Stiller's deck list up, and one of the key tech cards that he does have in here is the Keyzan Mystic, which has been all over the ladder recently. That will be definitely a card to keep an eye out for as I check the stream to make sure for once I actually lined up everything appropriately, and it appears that I have. So we shall see, and oh, I know the next card coming up here, and that is an interesting one. It looks like maybe, oh, it appears our game has freaked out maybe just a little bit. Yes, it has. All kinds of things are a little bit odd. So I'll tell you what, we are going to leave this and jump back in because something was just a little bit goofy there. Here we go. Yes, we were behind on a couple things. My deck list thing was getting updated and the screen wasn't. Hopefully this is back in queue now. Alright, so we see a web spinner. And the good old Mad Scientist coming out. And what do we got? We got a Knife Juggler and a Mad Scientist. Is he going to go for the Juggle? We shall have to see. Again, Stiller up here. Ooh. Oh, he got a Malorn from the Web Spinner. Something that we missed. Not like a great card, but I mean, if you got to pick one, it's probably not going to be great in this matchup just because it's such a slow card. But we will have to see. He's getting pretty interesting here. How exactly he wants to take this turn is very, very critical. If he wants to Knife Juggler and Mad Scientist, he can actually get a decent amount of value. And alright, looks like he's just going to pump that up. And then is he going to go to face? Yes, he is. We'll see if perhaps he wants a Hunter's Mark on this. And he'll probably Eagle Horn as well. I think maybe the Hunter's Mark with the Web Spinner, Eagle Horn into our Houndmaster may be his best play. But we'll have to see. Tough decisions here because these are the kind of things that really can kind of dictate where this game's going to go. And alright, it looks like no. And he gets up the Freezing Trap. Now it depends. Does he just want to let that go? He may bait out this Timberwolf just to see if he can pop that. But it's going to be pretty tough. And no, it looks like the Sludge Belcher is going to come out. Alright, I definitely like this play. Good time to use that coin. Thought maybe he might be saving it for the Dr. Boom. Oh, and that Animal Companion. If he really wants to get greedy, you get a Knife Juggler into Animal Companion, hope for Huffer. But again, that Freezing Trap is going to be a little bit rough.
Put this apple on your head.
And yes, he's going to go for it. What is he able to get? No, no such luck. Oh, and that's going to get returned to hand, which is actually a little bit painful. Oh, he's considering it now because if this is Freezing Trap, and yes it is, he is probably a little bit disappointed. Because it's just not a great thing. Again, you guys, we are casting the semifinals of the Jaraxxus Cup, brought to you by Jaraxxus.com. You can go ahead and follow them on Jaraxxus.com on Twitter, or feel free to follow down below. Again, we are kind of in alpha. This is the first major, I don't even want to call it a major tournament. It's just kind of something that we put together just to try to check everything. And so we shall see. And oh, he wants to bring out the Beast Kill Commanding, so he's able to get that done and able to clear the board. Highly aggressive game. But again, and I am the TheDannysaur, kind of standing in for casting / auditioning, honestly, if we're going to be real honest about it. Just kind of contacted them, said I had casted a few times before, and was interested in continuing. So that is where we are at. Again, this is the semifinals. Winner getting a Jaraxxus, or sorry, a Hearthstone, not Jaraxxus mousepad, a Hearthstone mousepad and $25. And so we'll see here, the Ironbeak Owl coming out. A rather important card. He will probably want to expend that on one of these two, but as to which, it will be tough. And the sun's coming down, and okay, he doesn't want the secret being brought into play. And oh, is he just gonna face him right up? Yes, he is. Now this is just a little tough. Again, these turns are very difficult here for our pudding player. Next turn, you're going to see Dr. Boom almost for sure come out. And with no explosive trap, it does get a little bit rough. Honestly, one of the best things he can hope for is if he does end up having to sacrifice this guy, if this turns into, you know, that 1% chance of a Doomsayer or whatever it is. I think it's 1 out of just about 100, typically what they call it. And I would guess the Mad Scientist would come out here. He kind of just needs a couple things on board. He's not going to get great value as the Owl will likely trade into this. There is the explosive trap for his opponent. So Dr. Boom coming out. Before that comes out, though, he definitely wants to kill this just in case, again, that Doomsayer is destined to come out, which will really mess things up for him. Oh, he's not going to do it. Again, kind of a risk. It's difficult calling that a risk. Maybe he's not even going to touch this. Or will he kill it with the bow? No, he does not. All right, he's going straight face. Now, what does he want to do here? This Houndmaster is basically dead weight in his hand unless he wants to bring up the Haunted Creeper. He's got a lot of really tough decisions right here. These are the really intricate decisions where you have to put a lot of thought into precisely what you want to get. It may be attractive to, throw out the Cult Master and throw some minions around, but again, if you're not doing that for a very specific reason, he knows his deck better than any of us, so he must be looking for something very specific. And he gets a Savannah High Main there. And he ends up getting a Freezing Trap. Oh, that does kind of suck. We shall see, and there it comes out. Piloted Shredder coming down here. What exactly... Again, he hoping for a Doomsayer would be incredible for him, just because it would save him the 7 damage. Boombot's going to go back to hand. And again, that Eagle Horn Bow jumping up just a little bit. So this Hunter v Hunter madness. A little crazy here. Again, just kind of deciding to go face. Oh, it looks like he has a Dr. Boom of his own. Again, it's difficult. He absolutely has to clear things that are on the board, or this gets really out of hand for him. May need to actually trade both of these into the Dr. Boom. Drawing some cards along the way, at least. Ooh, and the Iron Beak Owl actually might be kind of an important play here. I'm trying to decide, is there a way that he lives? He could Houndmaster, be able to kill it. But again, does that keep you alive and get you closer to winning the game? I'm not entirely sure. Tough decisions coming out here for Pudding. I mean, luckily, it does not appear that Stiller has a lot of reach. He has 5 damage of reach. So, basically, he needs to eliminate all but 3 damage from the board. It looks like this is the course of action that he is going to do. He's going to have to sack. There it goes. Oh, no! And there it goes. Oh, unfortunately, it just does not quite pan out for our buddy Pudding. And that will do it for that semifinal game. Pudding going down, unfortunately. And we will have to see, is the other game already over? And yes, it is. And it looks like the player with the name I cannot pronounce was actually the winner. And so we will be moving on to our finals. You guys, Stiller crushing it. And then we will actually have our... I don't actually know what language it is. Maybe Korean? Maybe? I think my producers are telling me Korean. They said the Korean guy. I'm going to say yes to that. So, woo! There it is, you guys. That's becoming my favorite sound. So these two will face off 1v1. Again, I do have Stiller's deck list still up. We will have to see what we can do here. So we'll wait for them to jump in-game against each other. So again, you guys, we're just about ready to go into the finals of the Jaraxxus Cup Hearthstone Open number 1, the first kind of alpha stage of this website that we are building to host these kind of tournaments. Winner receiving a beautiful mouse pad as well as $25, which is awesome, you guys, for a tournament just like this. Much kudos to the guys running this. They are doing a fantastic job kind of getting everything up and running. The website doesn't have all of the features that you guys may want, but it's totally functional. It does its purpose beautifully. Really, really well put together. So check that out. It's Jaraxxus.com. You can see, follow us right here. This is Jaraxxus.com, of course, just without the dot. You know, sometimes you don't want to confuse people. And then, of course, at Jaraxxus.com for Twitter. This is, as I said at kind of the beginning, it's more of a startup, if you will, if you want to view it that way. Kind of a startup company for getting into this Hearthstone thing, and hopefully we can start getting some cool tournaments going on. But in order to do that, we kind of have to build the brand a little bit. So that's kind of why we have these community tournaments to start, so you guys can get to go know me, get to know how the site works, how these tournaments work, and what to expect. So we shall see. We are waiting on these two to kind of piece together their final decks to see if they're going to win the tournament. If you're wondering about rules, it's totally wide open. There are no rules. You can change decks every game. You can adjust decks. There's no limits. So every game you can come in with something new. But it appears that most of our players have been coming in with one deck and trying to go through. And so tomorrow they are hosting a new kind of event. It's a Pauper event, I believe is how you say it. Pauper. And that basically means no rares, no epics, no legendaries. So only common cards allowed. So all of you out there who play the game, you have absolutely every bit as much of a chance as everyone else. It all comes down to skill and how you build your deck. So feel free to do that. If you want more information, Jaraxxus.com/events/7. We'll get those figured out in the future. But again, Jaraxxus.com/events/7. And I will be the TheDannysaur. I'm not sure if I'll be available tomorrow. I'll need to figure that out. I don't plan my days very far ahead. So let's check one more time. And no, searching for an opponent. Sorry, killing all day. You are not done yet. And it looks like our Korean player may be making tweaks to the deck. So that is coming down on the final as we prepare here for kind of the last little bit. Ooh, and excellent. I'm getting the deck list of our opposing player. Ooh, and it is all in Korean. I don't speak Korean. Let me see if I can provide some insight. First on his list is, it looks like a toilet and then a present. Boy, this is difficult. Let me go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about here. I will show you one card from his deck. We gotta save this. And let me bring it up on stream here. Where are you, Korean languagey things? Alright, there it is. That's what I'm talking about, you guys. I had toilet. That looks like a present to me. That looks like a field goal post that got chopped in half. And then another line. That looks like a ram. You can see the eyeball there, the horn, and then some sort of body. This is Wally. You can see the body here, the neck, and then there's that. And this is, I can only assume, is somebody banging their head against a wall. If you know how to say that in one sort of sentence, that would be great. I do not. And it looks like the game is underway, so we will go ahead and jump in. Get that Korean out of here. Let's jump into the game. Are you guys ready? So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the TheDannysaur on behalf of Jaraxxus.com, bringing you the Jaraxxus Cup Hearthstone Open #1 final game. We will be looking at Stiller plus our Korean friend here. We'll have to see what all can go down, and as we are trying to spectate both, eventually this may pop up here. Let's give me a bit of fits. There it is. Okay, it'll give you a nice little rundown of all the cards. Great stuff there. And it looks like this, it's going to be a mech mage. Again, they asked me not to share the full deck, but, you know, I kind of have access to two of them. And this is a devastating start. Mech mage, one of those, if you can hit that on curve, man, it is so difficult. And so I would expect maybe an explosive trap coming up here, but that does make it a little bit tough. Yep, he's going to go ahead and throw that out to see what he gets. And a freezing trap. That'll actually kind of cool for him. Alright, so this is your classic mech mage where it builds some things. Gets Antonitus out there. He also has Dr. Boom. The key thing is he is running a couple of secrets. It appears that he has 2 mirror entities in here. Those will be really clutch. If Stiller still has his keys in Nick Stick that he's running in the deck, that can absolutely switch a game over. Being able to play a minion and grab an opponent's secret, and then prevent them from playing a minion without getting your own. you're basically grabbing 2 minions and a secret. It's insanity. So much value out of that card. So again, he's trying to figure out what exactly he wants to do here. Does he want to tap this and send this back to hand? Is it explosive trap? If it's explosive trap, then both of them die. But again, it was a random trap, so it looks like he's not going to attack. If he's throwing out this mad scientist, it means, you know, I'm not attacking at all. So that is A-okay. It does kind of suck because this mad scientist now will not be able to pull another, well, unless he has an explosive trap in his deck. And there it is. It will be getting sent back to hand. Little bit rough as that completely ruins his turn 4 play with the Goblin Blast Mage. Eaglehorn Bow coming out now. And again, if he Eaglehorns, if he kills this, remember, Mirror Entity is going to be coming up. And that's going to make it really difficult. Okay, so no, he's not doing it. Oh, in a Tinkertown. And again, he just does not have a mech to play and to throw out there. He's going to go for the expensive Snow Chugger. Will he trade? Or will he face? If he trade, I feel like a trade here is really good if he's running only Mirror Entity, just because he's guaranteed that our Hunter player can't throw something up on board and immediately be able to hit. And it looks like, no, he's not going to. No, he's deciding. This is going to be a very, very pivotal play in this game, because that would completely block Spiller from playing the piloted Shredder without, you know, of course, giving his opponent one and a mech. So kind of a 2-for-1 there. That's such a huge deal, is you would be giving him a mech as well on top of everything else. Shall see as they're going over their plays.
I wonder.
And again, the prize currently for this will be a mousepad from Battle.net. Nice Hearthstone mousepad. And it will be $25. And okay, he does decide to go face. Gonna be kind of tough. Kill command coming out. He's got to get that piloted Shredder out of his hand, which he does. Maybe. I couldn't see what else he would run here. He has to hope to draw something good. Alright. He's going to take that to the face. Now, will he trade? Or, again, these players are saying, you know what? I don't even care. Let's just go face. Oh, and a great pickup there. Now he's actually got some choices here. He can Mech Warper, which will enable the Tinkertown tech to be thrown out. And it looks like that is his plan of action. I thought maybe he would go with a Frostbolt, but that's not quite as good of a play. So again, this now gets pretty rough. Eaglehorn Bow coming out again, but again, he is frozen. So he will do that. An explosive trap, I'm almost sure. I would expect him to trade here. And then may just go face, I'm sure, with the Mad Scientist. But again, we shall wait and see. There's a reason I'm not participating. And no, he's going to go with these Unleash the Hounds. How does he exactly want to divvy these up? Wants to get rid of that. Oh, and he's just projecting. He says, oh, bro, do I have an explosive trap? Because the answer is absolutely yes. So this basically forces him now to trade entirely, because it's just not worth it for him to do anything else. Not a bad pull here. The Defias Ringleader. Again, it all just depends. He may just want to trade here and then go face. Again, nothing good it will be coming out here for our Hunter player with Mirror Entity going up on the board. And unfortunately, well, good and bad news, this should pop a freezing trap if he has another one in there, which he does. And now the Blast Mage coming down. Ooh, and he does get the split just right. Oh, what is to become? Now, he can do things like an Eaglehorn Bow, or even Unleash the Hounds into the Blast Mage, just to even things up. And what pops first? Explosive Trap. So now, will he use the Frostbolt to try to lock down the Eaglehorn Bow play? I think he's okay taking the damage. As, check, yes, he does have a Mirror Entity up. I think that's what he's going to do. I think he's going to Frostbolt the face. I like this play a lot. It really locks him down. Ooh, and an animal companion coming out could really help out. He still has the kill command as a backup if he absolutely needs to clear that blast mage.
To my side.
Ooh, and that's a great pickup there. And one of the nice things is that does not pop mirror entity. Pretty great. And it looks like maybe he's just going to Eagle Horn here. Okay, because of that pull, he's saying, all right, that's A-okay. You can go ahead and attack into my freezing trap if you want. Come at me, bro. And again, this Cogmaster, not a mech. So not able to utilize the Blast Mage. Oh, this is turning out to be pretty tough here. I'm trying to really decide who's going to win this. Both of them approaching lower and lower health. And there that gets put back to hand. Ooh, and that's actually great news for him. This kill command will be able to take that out, depending on how exactly he wants to do it. Haunted Creeper is also incredibly good pull to pop that mirror entity. That's great, great news for our friend Stiller. What's going to happen here? Alright, so he's ensuring what it is and is not. And he apparently is just going to go face. He's going to pop that so that he knows. And look at that. Oh, it's going to be really tough. What does he pull? Mad Scientist. Does he have a way to activate it? I do not believe so. And I believe that will be all for our Korean player. I'm trying to figure out a way. He would have to win on this turn, as he cannot prevent the damage from coming in. He does not run an ice block. Yes, no ice block is in his deck list. So I think he will be out of luck, and I believe Stiller may have just won it. He's got to be feeling absolutely great right now. If he had a cool way to activate those fireballs, it would have been really awesome. If he would have just run an ice block, he could have done it. And there it is. Stiller, ladies and gentlemen, your Jaraxxus Cup Hearthstone Open #1 champion. Stiller. Absolutely great stuff, you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in today. This was basically our first kind of alpha run of this, so sorry about the technical hiccups. We will, of course, be working on those. The good news is that the website ran absolutely flawless. Great job to all the people who are running that. Again, if you guys check it out, Jaraxxus.com. And you can also check out their Twitter, at Jaraxxus.com. You can see my Twitter right up above. And of course, keep an eye out for upcoming tournaments. You can do that. Hit the follow button right down here on the Twitch stream and go ahead and just kind of help us make this into more of a thing. We really want to get a good community feel. We're going to be trying to run lots of really cool tournaments, but you know, the more this grows, the better tournament and the better content we can bring all of you at home. So with that, I am TheDannysaur. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time with our next edition of the Jaraxxus Cup.